hangovers also are accidents cause. A global concept that any governmental authority is scientific, medical, or common self society never have considered as a known cause of automobile accidents, etc., and others so impressive of large continuous actual occurrence of incredible tragedies in the world, are the posterior consequences from excessive alcohol ingestions, or popular called hangovers, which result today more than ever humanity suffer by consuming of that so usual frequency. And in that logic and naturally all the automotive drivers are included, for after of such alcoholic sessions usually realized at afternoon or evening after work activities, and then to sleep in relaxation believing it will suffice, everybody suffer the inevitable underestimated alcoholic hangover, and by that to be very common cause of accidents all classes and overall automotive. Because in mind, organic body and same practical attitude of subjects, even to next day prevails the sick relative decomposition of known annoying and painful instability, very difficult to endure and assimilate, for somehow to make fail the average capacity and integral control of more regular sober habitual condition, free of these negative consequences, which by never to be well considered for by force to result since you wake up and rise from sleep, and continue to suffering it in their jobs. That is because they are cause of any dysfunction in accidental self-injury and of others, being more propitious and unfortunate in workers engaged in handling a machine that involves risk, for same vehicles of personal or public plural service, for so to be inexplicable for everyone. And that includes of course the drugs, because they also cause hangovers. For even if it is not addicted to these, and only taken to try to neutralize the alcohol consumption effect, with such also caused consequences, not even in this certainly consider. To further add that sexual relation that involves energy where decrease and obviously incapacity and performance, and therefore authorities and society itself would consider this to inform and to understand to every subject with risky labor responsibility, the ignored trance they face and expose others. For so try not to get higher drunk the night before their work to the next day, nor of course in this one trying to heal with more of the same, because there are obviously more possibilities to provoke them, even if not intended, and although if they try to avoid them occur, without for anything nor anyone consider such hidden internal state of harmful protagonists, who become irresponsible from the moment to start getting drunk, knowing that another day must fulfill their work, which involved a serious risk for himself and others, should having however to be present and it perform in the best possible healthy condition. And this could inclusive to be attributed possible to occur, even in people who perform only some administrative intellectual activity, or important public function, because such decomposition may also be apparent on mental way, affecting conception and understanding of ideas, and therefore his statements, decision-making, a relative attitude, being therefore possible to understand. And then the same consequences of such drunker attitude and respective hangover, it can be manifest in all ordinary people and pedestrians, to somehow affect them and cause a clumsy exposure for to suffer them, and compromising to other motorists that they cannot avoid, as in many other events and even crimes, etc., that are so large and continuously happening in the world. Because there is also another nor even imagined inclusive provocative relative cause, which is also a very powerful negative alien influence coming from Expire's huge and known planet, which is approaching to the solar system and Earth planet and being responsible for global warming, climate breakdown, general environment and especially human beings' decomposition, affecting more and logically to the most contaminated and negative and predisposed for this, and about what this author in desperate lonely warning. For decades he has exposed in many ways with yet more full explicit detail, before total indifference and disinterest of world authorities and society, evaded to know it by the same, for thus certainly in much to contribute to the relative decline of accidental impact and other possible happenings, which can however be avoided by scheduling such meetings in attitudes of negative enjoyment, until when you have the due time of real break for more than enough fun detoxification, and plenty healthy full recovery and better working layout, but that by all said and known, the best that authorities should do is ban these acts to who it merit for public responsibility, whose duty is nevertheless to almost for everyone, for everything known definitely of it to dispense, trying to be preserved in the best positive state and as the most free of contamination, that it can make you more predisposed victim of the negative global enveloping influence.